Member for Vancouver West End.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Yesterday, the Premier said on CKNW in response to questions from a charity regarding this government's retroactive gaming funding cuts, and I'll quote the Premier, "You know, government lives up to its commitments, but they've got to be real commitments. These letters this government sent out guaranteed funding this year and the next. Are these commitment letters real commitments, or are they fake commitments? And yet another example of this government's deception."
Minister of Housing and Social Development.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And through the member opposite, I'm sympathetic to the concerns of those groups that have received those letters. And I will be looking at that matter with regards to also in the context, of course, of the original agreement with regards to the Financial Administration Act and other aspects of gaming applications, Mr. Speaker. But I want to tell the House that this was not something, and none of this to do with gaming grants has been easy. And I had to make some pretty tough decisions as I made recommendations to government.
Members, continue, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So, faced with whether a child in an inner-city school should get some nutrition or meals when they arrive at school, whether they should have an after-school program for a latchkey kid, whether you make a decision.
Members, continue, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So, when you look at that and you say, what's important for that child?
Continue, Minister.
What decision do you make, Mr. Speaker? I believe you make the decision first and foremost that if you have to reapply some funds across the grant program in order to take care of the nutrition of children and their outcomes in schools, you make that decision first, Mr. Speaker.
Member supplemental.
I do, Mr. Speaker. Well, based on the response I've just heard, what we've actually got happening here is they've taken a program that used to be funded by taxpayers and they put it into gaming so that it can be funded out of gaming. Children's nutrition being funded out of gambling. That's quite a priority for government to make. But I got to say, the priority for government should be also telling the truth.